Yes, good evening. Welcome to the Celtic Unrestricted View podcast. It's myself, JP. Well, folks, as you can see, I'm on my own again tonight as my co host and our very own Mr. Andy Gray. Mr. Ryan, he's on a day shift in his daytime job. Um, so I'm here on my own with you, lovely people. Good evening, everybody that's joining in with us. Johnny Boy Graham, good evening, mate. Hail, hail, Trips, good evening. And Jem, evening, folks, good evening, and Jem. Jerry H, evening, all. Hail, hail yourself, mate, good evening. Corvo, how are we, mate? Big up, lads. Evening, Corvo. Scott, how are we, mate? Hail, hail. Um, Ross William, good evening, mate. I am very well, mate. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you're well yourself, mate. I hope you're looking forward to this fine, lovely weekend we've got coming up. And as we are tonight, guys, as Celtic are over in Japan as we currently speak, we head into tomorrow for the Japanese tour, round two, versus Gamba Osaka. Now, what do we know about Gamba Osaka? Well, Gamba Osaka are obviously a team that play in the J League. They are a team that had Yosuke Idaguchi play for them before Idaguchi joined Celtic. They're a very, very attacking side, very similar to ourselves. Very low key in the league. Actually, they're not very. They don't have a lot of household names. Very low key and very. They go about their business quite efficiently, but they are a good side. So again, guys, because the Japanese teams are halfway through the season, we're probably going to expect a very tough evening. Tomorrow, obviously, it's not evening for us as it is 11 o'clock in the morning here, Celtic part time, and it's on Celtic TV. Hip hip hooray! So it just means that we get to see, um, you know, obviously what Celtic have in store for us. Now, obviously, we good evening, Leo. Leo, how are we, mate? Hope you are well. Joe Boyle, evening, mate. Hail, hail to yourself. Cheers for joining us. And there's Mr. Andy Gray there, kidding himself on. Hail, hail, everyone. Better performance needed tomorrow. It's all about fitness and the shape of the team, but a better performance needed. Let's not forget, Ryan, but let's hope we don't concede 6 goals, mate, like we did on Wednesday, mate. It is, yeah. So, um, but I totally agree with you. I don't really take a lot into what these games have got in store for us, other than a workout for our players and a, a general sort of shape from how we're going to be looking under a new manager, etc. And so I think obviously things will start to unfold as we go, mate. I think this will, us as a team as well will crank this up as well. What we saw, on Wednesday was probably the beginning of where we're going to be. I thought our fitness levels were fine. I think tomorrow you'll probably see a shift again. Hopefully, by that point we'll be up a gear and we'll be able to match. Yeah, Jerry, they haven't had a great start to the season, and yeah, as I say, it's the last couple of games prior to that, though, the Yokohama didn't have a great start either. I think they lost their last couple of games before they played us. Um, so obviously playing ourselves will give them a wee lift because they see ourselves as a big side, and obviously they'll feel that was a big scalp for them. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't really know too much about Gamba Osaka. I've only seen a couple of videos of them, and from what I see, they've got quite a few technical players in their team. Um, there is one or two guys that that have genuine quality. It's a bit similar to the way I would say the way Brendan likes to play football. They're quite attack minded and they like to get the ball down and play. Um, like I says, they've got a couple of players who are very good. Um, they they have a couple of midfielders who are probably it's probably going to be gobbledygook to some of you guys, but they do have a couple of midfielders that are very very good and very tidy. Yuga Fakuda, he's probably an unknown to a lot of people here. Very good with his 2 feet. Takes the ball in a half turn. It's kind of similar to Hatati. And they have another lad, Yuki Yamamoto. Very energetic. He's got legs all day, and yeah, he can hurt you if you give him an opportunity. They've got a couple of forwards as well. They've got that Hiro Nakamura, big, strong, energetic lad, full of driving energy again, and they have Takashi Usami. I'm just making sure I've got the spelling of them correctly. Um, those are the kind of players I picked out from a couple of videos that I've watched of them, and some of these guys are quite, they're quite good players. Couple of go to cut of comments. And Jem, are you lonesome tonight, JP? I'm actually okay. To be honest with you guys, I've actually done this quite a few times now, so I don't actually feel um, as lonely as I maybe did at the beginning. To be honest with you, um, but you get used to it. You do. The only thing that I will say is the thing that I don't miss, and I know you're watching, Ryan, but is the fact that somebody sits across from you and they obviously give you an answer. Whereas tonight I can get a word done, and I've not got Mister Calderwood's rosary beads rattling away like a bag of gingies across from me in the other window next to me. So yeah, but no, listen, it can't be helped. We've got to plod on and we've got to do the best we can. Joe, how are we, mate? Only the only JP, but like Ange, never stop. Let's hope we have a defence in the morning. Hail, mate. Yeah, to start us off, Joe, you're a very man. You need to get in contact with us, Joe, privately. So if your daughter can do so as you suggested a couple of nights ago, mate, please get her to reach out to us. Myself and Ryan are both on Facebook. We're on Twitter as well, so if she does have any of those platforms, she can get us there. She can also message us on Instagram. All our DMs are open, and each of the boxes are, anywhere at all that you wanna do it. So if your daughter can message us, Joe, we can get it sorted, mate, and we'll get you a couple of tickets sorted for next Friday, mate. And just on that, guys, while I'm doing that, I was well letting you know. We're now at a limited ticket stage, folks, for next Friday. As you all know, or most of you would know by now, that the Celtic Unrestricted View are holding a fundraising night. It's next Friday. It's in Bar 1888, and it is in the Bar 1888. It's the old Turnstiles Bar, basically just along from Celtic Park in the London Road. And the tickets for that's £2 a head. In that ticket price, you are getting a live podcast, entertainment, a live DJ. I'll come to the DJ details in a second. There's going to be raffles, guys. And there is going to be prizes as well on the night. You might see a couple of surprises as well for these folks if the man in question that's not with us tonight decides to chuck double denim on. Who knows? We've been there before, so I'm sure we'll. I'm sure he's used to doing so for his half 10 showings as he keeps promising us on here. But we are, guys, at limited tickets. And again, guys, anybody that's unable to come along, Danny, you basically just get in contact with us, mate. All you need to do is you contact us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can private messages, and we can let you know how to do it, mate. It is a ticket only. That's the only thing. There's no option to pay at the door. So, but again, guys, if anybody can't make it along, and like other people have already done so, if anybody's wishing to donate anything towards our fantastic raffles, please feel free to do so. Again, we've been, we've been totally gobsmacked at the amount of support we've been given for this, guys. We really have, and we fully appreciate every bit of help that we can get. So basically, what the reason we're doing this as well is to do our first live event for the podcast. Yeah, Danny, hold on, mate. I'll give you mine. I'll set up my thing for you now, mate. That's my Twitter handle, Danny. If you just ping us over, mate, or even send me a message, mate. I'll get it when I'm finished here. You can, or you can go on and message your page, mate. As well, the unrestricted view page, we're on there as well. It's the same logo as well, as you can see on here, so you can do so on there. But as I was saying, guys, yeah, as I say, we're totally, gobsmacked and blown away with the amount of support we've already had in terms of people, people who can't make it have offered, donations towards our raffles, and there's people who can't make it that have gave us donations in terms of just putting some money in it. Even on here, a couple of people's already done it, so it's been absolutely tremendous. And myself and Ryan, on behalf of the podcast, we really can't thank you enough, guys. We really can't, for making this night possible for us. Because again, we wanted to do this to. This is basically the first of hopefully many live events. And yeah, it's something that we want to do. We want to start doing on a regular basis to bring a podcast out to places for you guys to come and see it. Because you come on here and you drop in a comment. Why would you not want to come along and see us live, and you can speak to us face to face? Because it'd be great to meet some of you guys as well, and get to see some of the guys that already subscribe to the podcast and support the podcast along the way. So basically, that's where we're. The next step for us is hopefully down that road and where we're going. Guys, what I will say as well, when I mentioned a second ago there about the DJ, as probably most of you know, this podcast is now sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It is a DJ company, folks, and Mr. Alec Beveridge does cater for any type of function at all. So anybody at all, guys, again, that's looking for a function, knows a member of family that's having a party coming up, anybody that's looking at all in the near future for entertainment, please look no further and get in contact with this guy, because not only is he a big Celtic fan, he's a really dead down to earth guy, and I couldn't think of a better guy to spend an evening with, especially if he's going to be entertaining you. No, Ange, sorry. For anybody again, guys, that doesn't know, the podcast won't be live on YouTube next Friday, and it's not being recorded either, folks. So again, anybody that wishes to come along, you need to come along basically to say to be there. The podcast will not be on YouTube next Friday. So this at this time next Friday we won't be doing this. So anybody that wishes to see us need to come along to the venue. Need to pay your £2 and obviously come along to the venue. So again, guys, we're going into the last week. So again, there will be another big push for if you want to get the rest of the tickets we've got, and then obviously once they're gone, they're gone. There won't be an option for anyone to pay in at the door. So yeah, A&B Entertainment, guys, big sponsors now for the podcast, and as I say, amazing to have them on board. I keep talking about it on here. Alex, a great guy. He's just a fantastic guy. Obviously, Alex going to be the DJ next Friday for us as well. So again, guys, it's not only a chance to meet ourselves, a chance to meet Alex. You've probably heard me banging on about him for long enough now, and yeah, as I say, it's an opportunity to meet Alec as well, and you can get a feel for him as well, and obviously, you know what he's about, and yeah, that's the telephone number, guys. If anybody wants to get in contact with him, and if anybody doesn't want to do that, you want to get in contact with the page. Again, guys, we will happily pass your details on, or get get Alec to contact you if you want to do that. So again, guys, it's a great it would be a great night. Alex actually currently he's a regular DJ now in the Holwood up in Johnston. The Holwood, I think it's a hotel. The Holwood Hotel up in Johnston, and he's, as I say, he's really busy, folks. So again, but if you want him to do any of your parties at all, guys, I would imagine you would need to get in there fast, so that you can get them booked in for any of your functions you've got coming up, family functions, anybody at all. Just put a word out amongst your friends and family, guys. And I'll put his number up again at the end for you all. But yeah, guys, back to the game tomorrow. Um, Looking forward to it, guys. Really am. Again, I don't think we can get enough of watching Celtic, which is why we're here as well. Celtic is it helps a lot of guys with your, you know, guys and girls, ladies. It helps with mental health. Football, it's a massive thing for mental health. You just got to look back at the COVID, without when it hit us all. One of the big things that was missed was sport in general. All the sporting arenas were all closed. You know, everything came to a standstill. It wasn't good for anyone. And I remember when the German football was the first lot of football to start back. I think it was Borussia Dortmund. I can't mind the team they were playing. Everybody was buzzing because football was coming back on the TV. So people were getting carry outs and putting up photos of it all over social media and stuff. But yeah, as I say, it's we we need football. Football's a big part of your life. And again, guys, music. What I was just speaking to you about Big Alec Beveridge here. Music's a big part of people's lives as well. So everything in life you can relate back to football, and you can relate back to music, and just about anything you do. But as I said a few moments ago, guys, Celtic are on the Japanese tour at the moment, as everybody knows, and their next game's against Gamba Osaka. For anyone that wants to know the kick-off time, it's 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, Celtic part time. So that means it's evening time over there. I don't know about anybody here, but obviously this man here, um, we have been hearing that he had a bit of a shoulder injury. I think it's been ongoing for him, which is why he never played quite a part on Wednesday. Really, it was more or less a cameo for him. And I think everybody on here knows my feelings on Kyogo. He's tremendous. He's he's totally quality. And again, He's it's such a privilege to have him as our main sort of striker. And I say that gently there because when I say main striker, it's hard for me to say that when Maeda popped up with a hat trick the other day. But again, guys, I think one man that's going to be responsible for a lot of developing this season is going to be this man here. Again, I, I can't speak highly enough of this guy. An elite football manager, an elite football brain. I just find it totally mental that there was actually Celtic fans not wanting this guy back as a manager. You honestly, you need to be off your head to understand people saying, what he did the last time and what. A lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and a lot of people just, a lot of people think they're too, but people are just too emotional, uh, far too emotional. Um, Especially the Celtic fans. I think a lot of people and their fans is um, too quick to pull the trigger in terms of people, you know, too quick to pull the trigger and just jump right on people as soon as either they make a mistake or um, as soon as things don't happen um, quickly. But Brendan Rodgers is an elite manager. We are so lucky and so privileged to have him, but he's also so lucky to have us because not a lot of people out there, guys, would get a second chance at being the Celtic manager. Not in my opinion, anyway. Um, so I think both, and I think that's what marries it really well together this time, folks, is the fact that we're really lucky. Oh, my mouth's off a dry tonight, folks. Don't know if it's coming to that week where thinking about Ryan and his double denim. Um, um, I'm getting enough of a dry mouth there, definitely. Yes, Corvo, definitely, mate. He's so underrated. You just got to look at the job he done for Leicester, mate. Out with Ranieri, winning the Premier League for Leicester. He's probably Leicester's best manager in the last 20 years or so. I know Mark Martinelli was obviously successful with them as well, but out with that, I mean, he's um, he's probably been their best manager. Two fifth place finishes, narrowly missed out in the Champions League, took them into Europa. He won the FA Cup with them as well. Um, by beating, was it Chelsea? Chelsea they beat. So again, that's not that's not just a fluke. He done it 2 seasons in a row. Again, punching above his weight. If you look at squads, he's got to look at the amount of money Man City are paying for players and Liverpool and um, it's crazy. Um, so I really do think that you know, anybody that says it. I mean, I've seen managers, uh, you know, saying it. I've seen like people saying Brendan's he was a fluke at Leicester. That's just crazy. For me, it's crazy, Corvo. It really, really is. And I just think he's a top. He's a elite manager. We've been really lucky, guys, because if you look at the last couple of managers we've been sort of linked with and surrounded with. I mean, we nearly got Eddie Howe, right? So, and for me, he's a top manager. Then Ange came along, and we didn't really know much about him. And then obviously he turned out to be a top manager. And now Brendan Rodgers. But in between that, we've had Rodgers twice. So we've been so lucky as well that that's where. But it also just shows you how big Celtic really are. See for these people that are saying Celtic are they're in a Mickey Mouse league and that Celtic are massive, massive. It doesn't matter who they are, massive. they might they might play in a league that unfortunately doesn't have a superior product in terms of, you know, what they can offer individual players and what they can offer managers, and in terms of, you know, up here, I mean, up here players aren't going to go to Old Trafford and Stamford Bridge and St James's Park and Anfield and all these iconic sort of atmospheres and, you know, synonymous clubs, that help to make the league along with the fan bases. Um, Up here, you're going to places like Dingwall and places like Rugby Park and places like the Tony Macaroni Stadium. You know, right horrible pitches. Um, Maybe not so much Dingwall. Dingwall's like a bowling green, really. They do look after their pitch up there, but Rugby Park and Tony Macaroni Stadium, those pitches should not be allowed in the Scottish Premier League football. They just shouldn't be allowed. If you're going to play, you obviously don't take your game serious enough if that's the surfaces you're allowing your you know, that you're allowing to happen in your nation's league top flight of football. Uh, to me, it's madness. It's absolutely crazy. But again, guys, getting back to the Brendan Rodgers, he's just a top manager. It doesn't matter what pool of players that he inherits. There's guys in there that are going to develop under him because he's um, he's just an elite manager. I seen a video today, folks, and it was again, it was off the back of this year, and he's given out some instructions, and he's given out some training, coaching points, and training points, etc. And he's just a top operator. You just see how smoothly he operates, and even the Japanese fellas who would appear in front of the media, it would appear that they don't speak English. But I said this the other day, and I spoke to Ryan at length off of here about this. When you see him speaking, I mean, there was a training video a couple of days ago, and he was speaking to Iwata in a training video. And again, you see Iwata understanding what he's saying and grasping what he was speaking to him about. So you kind of got the gist of, right, Brendan. He's not speaking in Japanese. He's speaking to him about tactics and the way he was describing things with his hands and stuff. He's talking to him about strategies and plays and the way they do it. But the the way he operates, and again, guys, it was just a small clip today, the one I seen, and it's just the way he operates, it's just the way he explains it. He simplifies everything, and the most biggest compliment you could probably give to Brendan is he's a personal developer, but he does it in a way that he does it quickly. The players understand, everything's all smooth, and the players understand where they are. They understand where he is, and they know he's in charge. They know he's the main man. So there's no misunderstandings or miscommunications. Everything's all clear, and it's right to the fine detail. It really, really is. And yeah, I can't wait to see what's in store for us as we go forward. Now, I've seen people as well, uh, you know, saying that they're very frustrated in terms of recruitment, etc., and um, players, the lack of transfer activity. People have got to remember as well, guys, we've effectively signed 4 players, 2 of which have obviously still to be announced, but we understand that that's paperwork and work permit regulations that that are being carried out at the moment, in terms of the two Korean lads, Kwon and Yang. So we we've signed Thiago Home and we've signed the lad Marco Tilio. Now it's just unfortunate that Marco Tilio does have an injury that's been an ongoing issue that he's had, and he's going to miss the first couple of weeks of the season, which is a shame. But then added to that, we've had the likes of Alistair Johnson having to go for an operation because of the ongoing problem he's got in his ankle. Added to that, Anthony Ralston's been injured. So it now looks like we don't have a full first team right back at the moment. And that was why on Wednesday, folks, that we had to watch Iwata being put into right back. The reason that happened also, in case anybody wasn't aware, is, and I said this the other night, I think he's going to be invaluable to the squad. He can actually play there because he played there for Yokohama when they needed cover. He played at centre back the majority of the time for Yokohama, and he was used sparingly in their midfield. So having a guy like Iwata as part of the squad, this is the type of guy, folks, that probably won't moan if he doesn't play, but he'll work harder than most, and he'll be ready to play when he's required to. So I think I think the I think it's pretty clear that Brendan obviously likes Iwata, and it's probably why he likes him is because one, he takes on instruction. Two, like I says, he doesn't moan. Three, he he um he can play more than one position. And four, he does it very comfortably. And he grasps each situation quite well. And he is a dedicated modern day true professional. I've seen some comments coming in, guys. I'm going to come to some of the comments. N7TTO. Good evening, mate. Thanks for joining in. Surely a few will leave us as well to trim the squad. Well, you would imagine so. Yeah, I mean, I think these things are mainly self-explanatory when we get to these stages of the season. I think some of the guys that aren't playing football, I don't know. You could probably have a hazard a guess at who some of them are. Like your McCarthy's. I mean, James McCarthy's. He's not going to play. He's not going to play under this manager. He's not even been taken to Japan. He trained with him in Glasgow. I don't even know if he was in Portugal. I definitely know he's not in Japan. So he's definitely not there in the thoughts. Probably guys like Soro, Ayeti, Uragide, Liam Shaw. There'll probably be more. I sat here the other night and I was quite annoyed the fact that we lost 6 goals, albeit a friendly. We lost 6 goals. I think that you could probably look at Kobayashi. It's a shame because no through any fault of his own. But I just think for what we're looking for, I think he's very weak in terms of a centre back. I don't think he's strong enough. I actually don't think he'd be strong enough to play for most of the SPL teams, let alone for Celtic. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think the lad Bernaby uh, is going to be good enough. I think I've seen enough of him now to have judgment that way in terms of it's I think he's very erratic and he's He gives away a lot of daft fouls in terms of the way he challenges for the ball. He's definitely not a defender, that's for sure. I don't know what his main strength is, but for me, he's just not done enough. He's not contributed enough, Bernaby. So I think he might fall by the wayside as we progress. I think I don't think Tony Ralston's going to be good enough, especially for Europe. He might be okay domestically, but when we get into the Champions League and you are tested higher at every aspect of your game, so your thought process is tested, your fitness levels are tested, your mental strength is tested, and your actual capabilities to play under pressure is tested as well. I don't think Tony Ralston's going to be able to be able to do that. Although he's don't get me wrong, he's played in Europe, but I think us as a team to progress, obviously you have to first of all accept criticism, because if you don't, how can you improve on anything if you're not willing to accept constructive criticism? I'm not saying Tony Ralston's a bad player. I just don't think he's good enough to take Celtic forward to be a Champions League club. We spoke on here at length about Celtic being a Champions League club. I think to do that, I think we need to move forward, and that future, unfortunately, in my opinion, guys, doesn't have Tony Ralston in it. I think Stephen Welsh is the same. Again, no disrespect to Stephen, he's played at a very good level. He's played under 21s internationals. He's captained the Scotland team. But again, for Celtic, we need to move on. We need to go down the line. And Stephen again isn't going to be part of that. So therefore, right now, um, we need, in my opinion, we need two more centre backs to come in. We certainly need other centre backs to come in and challenge Cameron Carter-Vickers and Carol Starfelt. At the moment, we don't even know if Cameron Carter-Vickers is going to be fit come the beginning of the next season. We're only going on hearsay. Unfortunately, Brendan's not gave us a diagnosis. The reason for that is probably the fact that Cameron's been left in Glasgow to do more of his rehab and train more of himself. I understand he did go to Portugal with them, but again, that was just for assessment and things is and you know. Danny, I've just seen your comment there, mate, about Welsh. Unfortunately, mate, Welsh isn't better than Starfelt just now, mate. So he's definitely not going to become a better player than Starfelt, even if he leaves us. Um, Dan Breen, I can't say that, mate, because obviously he's playing at a very good level, mate. It's he's not good enough for us, granted. But there has been teams in Italy looked at him and wanted him. And under Ange, we certainly not back a couple of bids for him, mate. So, but Danny, no, he's definitely no going to become better than he's not even better than Starfelt the new, mate. So he's I don't see how he then becomes better than Starfelt if he leaves. Because for me, Stephen Welsh isn't going to get any better, mate. Stephen Welsh's ability is going to be where it is just now. For me, Stephen's at an age now, he should have been shown signs of development, i.e., moving up a level in his game already. He's played under a lot of good managers, mate. He's played under Ange, and he's played under Brendan, and obviously a bit with Lenny as well. And John Kennedy's a top coach, so these guys, if they can't take his game on, mate, I don't see Stephen Welsh going somewhere else and all of a sudden becoming this star. Um, he is in his 20s now, mate, so he's at a point now. He's probably at a point now as well, Danny, that he needs to play. So again, more along the lines of, is he going to play much for Celtic? He's probably not. Um, I think I don't think he's any better, Danny. I really don't. I think he's just where he is. Jack Hendry. I don't think he's any better, mate. Again, mate, he's had quite a lucky spell, you know, um, in terms of the teams he's went to. Again, you've got to look at the teams he's went to as well. It's all ended up in the same sort of way Celtic did. He ends up out the team and not getting a game. Um, I think a big lift for him is the fact that he's been given a chance under Steve Clark to play for Scotland. I don't think, again, mate, I don't, again, Jack Hendry's not good enough to play for Celtic. Um, so he hasn't, in my opinion, mate, he hasn't done any better than Celtic in his career so far. He's went to teams lesser than Celtic, mate. I don't think he's went to another level with his game, or I think he's maybe just he's became a bit more experienced because he's played for other teams. But again, the teams he's played for aren't at Celtic's level. And I'm afraid when you go up to that level, guys, that's when you get found out. When you're not quite there, that's when you get found out. You get found out when you play against top players. I can get you a clip, mate. I can think it off the top of my head. I think he came up against Mbappe in the Champions League. Again, he was lucky to be playing in the game because one of their other boys was injured. Um, and Mbappe nearly ruined his career. Um, so again, mate, I don't think he's done that. Monty, good evening, mate. Oh, cat's unfortunate, mate. It's dry up here, for a change. But saying that, we've had not a bad run at it up here as well. So, but I hope you're well, mate. Hope you're having a nice time down in York. Um, but no, guys, as I said, I mean, I'm not sitting here like slagging individuals. I'm just sitting here giving my opinion in terms of thinking that these guys are not able to do the job we want to do. We need quality. We need, if you're talking about playing in the Champions League, folks, what then comes along with that? You need to have quality. You need to have a certain level to your game that you know that that stands out. You need to have genuine quality. Again, mate, uh, yeah, definitely. But again, you've got to be good enough. And we've spoke on here again at length. Um, we just more to Danny's point as well. There, giving youth a chance. Jack Hendry playing it. These guys don't get a chance because we, we can't afford to give these guys a run in the team. We just don't have it. How do we play these guys? Where are they supposed? When are we supposed to play these guys? We challenge for 3 domestic titles, and we challenge to get our team back into Europe, i.e., the Champions League. Um, you know, so when are we supposed to play these boys? Again, going back to the point there, uh, N7 TTO. Going back to your point there, mate. Yep, we hope he develops players and we hope he brings them on and gives them a chance. But we don't have the room right now until we know for sure that these lads are good enough. We don't have the room right now to throw these lads into the team. You know, first game of the season we play Ross County at Celtic Park, so we need to get off to a good start. The next game after that's Aberdeen. Our B team players, and again, this is no disrespect to any standard of football at all, but our B team players are playing in the Lowland League of football. That's where they play domestically right now. So they're being tested against teams like Broomhill, teams like East Kilbride, teams like, and again, that's no disrespect to these teams. These teams um, are very good teams, but are they at the level of Celtic and where the Celtic first team are at and where they play and the way they can play? No, they're not. I quite like the way Ange had it running though. The systems was pretty much the same, and you know, and granted, the fitness levels of the kids that are coming into the team now aren't that far apart. You know, they're not that far away in terms of the physicality, the way they handle themselves, the way they can take the ball. They want the ball, they show for the ball, they don't go hiding. If you if you run your minds back to a couple of seasons ago when it was a COVID time and it was a season we were going for 10 and it didn't quite happen, we brought the boy Harper and the boy Okoflex into the team and they just looked like low wee boys. They didn't look physically ready. They looked miles off it. They looked, it was night and day for what you can see now in terms of the lad Summers, the lads Vata, even the lad Dawson when he played up at St Johnson. These boys don't look out of place. Why? Because they're training day in and day out with the first team, but they're doing the same sort of, you know, but the downside of what they're doing is they're not being tested quality levels wise in terms of the type of opposition you're up against, the players you're up against. You know, gone for the Lowland League to then gone for Graham Shinney, charging at you like a raging bull and wanting to get through you because you've nutmegged him or ran round him with the ball because he takes huffs like that and that's the type of player he is. Or a guy like Alan Power looking to hurt you. You know, that's night and day for what these guys play in the Lowland League. So, first and foremost, lads, guys and girls, the youth need to be the youth need to be good enough. They need to earn their place in the team, and the way to do that is to continue working hard. But they also need to be at a level where you can have full confidence that you're throwing these guys in to the first team. Um, and the when you're putting them in, you've got to have full confidence that they're going to come in. And because there was a couple of times, even the lad Karamoko Dembele, I just thought in games when he came on, he just looked lost. He just looked, you can have all the ability and you can have all the skill, the techniques, everything under the sun. But if you don't have that true desire to dedicate yourself and maybe go and speak to guys like Callum McGregor and even speak to the Japanese lads about how they prepare, how they do this, how they do it. Your whole life needs to change as a kid to play modern day football now. Your whole life, everything, all your mates will go and party, they'll go and they'll have a beer and they'll go. You can't do that. You're in your bed early. You're eating properly. You're doing this. You're doing that. No, that brings a problem itself, Danny. I'll come to that in a second, mate. Uh, Shalina, good evening. Hope you're well. My mate's enjoying your chat. He's asking where you get your t-shirt from. It should be Celtic strip. Normally I wear Celtic strips, Shalina. The t-shirt, this t-shirt's no, it's not anything to do with the podcast or anything. This is just a plain t-shirt out of Next. So it's no, but thank you very much. But normally I'm normally the one that I've always got a Celtic top on. Very seldom do I not have. I just decided for a wee change tonight. Um, I never wore it. And but yeah, thank you very much. Um, yeah, so normally we do have well, certainly myself, I do wear Celtic quite a lot actually. If you're new to the page at all, you can subscribe, go into the channel and just go to the where it says live, where it says the playlists. You will see quite a lot of our previous videos that we've done. In the playlists, Shalina, is all the guests that we have on the podcast as well. They're in the playlist section of our YouTube channel. All you need to do is really click on my icon, it'll take you in, and you can go on and have a look. If you get into the lives, you will see the previous episodes that we've done. 9 times out of 10, I've got a Celtic top on. So, but this top I've got on here is just a plain t-shirt from Next. It's nothing too fancy and nothing too special. John, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. Yep, our youths have got to be exceptional to play in the first team. They've got to be right up there. They have got to be able to challenge our first team boys. I think the one that's pretty close, and I've seen enough of them now. I spoke to Ryan about this at length, and I think it's quite obvious that Rodgers likes this lad as a lad Ben Summers. I think he's going to be special. Um, just the way he takes the ball. Again, he's a kid that doesn't moan. He works hard. He trains, dedicates himself the right way. I've heard quite a lot about the boy. I know boys. I know a few boys that know members of his family, and I know how the kid looks after himself, and everything's going to look well for this boy if he keeps his head out of the clouds and firmly on the floor. I think this lad will do well. Danny, I totally get your point, mate. Sometimes it can be quite frustrating. What's the point in bringing in development players if we don't develop them? We're going to lose a lot more players, Danny, more than not. Unfortunately, mate, to play for Celtic, the reality is, mate, that they're just not at the level. We do have development players, but again, mate, they get moved on because they're not at the level. The boy Brooks has just joined Inverness Cali. Again, he knows he's not going to play. I seen a comment earlier in here. The big lad Bosun Lawwell's looking to move on. Again, mate, he just doesn't look ready. He doesn't look as if he's going to play. Um, we won't keep guys like that. Celtic will weed out guys. Unfortunately, that's the nature of academy football, guys. You have to be anywhere you have unless it's a lesser side. You know, Motherwell have got to play youth players because they do not have the finances to cope with, you know, going and buying players and selling players for big money and doing this and doing that. You maybe get the one player every so often. I think they got a few quid on Van Veen. Before that, it was maybe Louis Moult. So again, guys, it's academy football is night and day for first team football. The reason why you've got a development player and development, uh, you know, is to get these guys hopefully to be ready. Unfortunately, quite a lot of them won't cut it. They just won't, and that's how a lot of these boys are. They're going and playing with Peterhead, and they end up at places like Ayr United and Clyde, and they they still manage to get a career for themselves. But we, you know, we can't keep everybody. And that's the nature of academy football. Unfortunately, you're just not going to keep everybody happy. But just like John says there a second ago, you have to be exceptional to play, especially in a Celtic team. We play Champions League football, we play Europa League football. We've got guys that play international football. If you're a kid coming into that, albeit it might be daunting for you, but you have to have a big character. You have to have minerals about you to play for Celtic. You're going to be living parts of Glasgow, so half of Glasgow is going to love you, and half of Glasgow is going to hate you if you are a good player. Just ask Sean Maloney and Aidan McGeady about that. They've come through the academy, they've done very well for the first team, and they moved on for big money. But sometimes it's just not about moving on for big money. These boys, look at Kieran Tierney. You have to be exceptional, guys. That's why this only happens once every so often, because it's so hard. It's so hard to get that next gem. Unfortunately, we're not blessed with the product again in Scotland that we can do what Man United done in 92, 93, when they just flooded at the team of youth. And it went that well that he just decided to go with it. But then he built round them cleverly be adding guys through the years like Stam and, you know, Cantona, you know, quality, genuine quality around about these boys. You know, Roy Keane, bringing guys in round about these boys and building year in, year out after that. And again, we don't have the product to keep a hold of people that are stars for us because Scottish football only holds a certain ceiling. And once you go by that, then it's not because Celtic are a, you know, we are a big club, but it's, you know, we're a big club. Unfortunately, we play in a league that doesn't necessarily have the attractive product for superstars. That's why I keep seeing comments about we need experience for the Champions League. And the unfortunate thing there, folks, is we ain't going to get experience for the Champions League. Guys like, I'll give you an example. Just say we tried to sign, you know, the lad, just say for talk's sake, he became available. Ciro Immobile, right? The Italian striker. He's not going to come here. Bundles of experience in Europe, scoring goals here, there, and everywhere, but he's not going to come to Scotland. He's not when he doesn't play against PSG or Man City or Dortmund, however it may be, it's in the group. Comes a Saturday, he's got to go and play teams like Inverness in Scottish Cup or you know Raith Rovers or. And again, guys, it's not disrespectful to there to them. It's reality, and that's the frustration for us. We can't attract that player, and if we do, we'll not keep him for long. That's why the model at Celtic's to buy young quality, develop it, and then move it on for big money. That's why we have the model we have, folks. Um, who was the other young lad who came on Wednesday? I think you mean was it Danny Kelly? Uh, or yeah, Corvo. There was a young lad McPherson as well. The right back, mate. The other young lad that came on into midfield was a lad called Danny Kelly. Again, he's just turned 17, folks. Would you believe it? And he looks very physical for a lad at 17, and he was able to. Yeah, Corvo, he was. He was able to receive the ball, and he took the ball under pressure, and he had two or three players kicking at him, and he was able to. We've never seen a lot of them, but what we've seen, you know, we were left impressed. Definitely, we were left impressed. Um, but yeah, to play in the Celtic team, guys and girls, if you're a young, aspiring professional, you need to have ability. But ability is not enough. You need to work, and you need to work hard. And if you're a young lad coming into Celtic, my advice would be go and speak to your captain, Callum McGregor. Go and speak to guys like Greg Taylor. Go and speak to guys like um, Kyogo, Tomoki Iwata, Daisen Maeda, Rio Hatate, Carol Starfelt. Boys who are modern day professionals but are dedicated to the cause. Fit as guys of the team. Matt O'Reilly, he's another one. Go and speak to these guys. Don't be frightened to go and ask these guys questions. They're only human. We've got guests on here sometimes, and sometimes myself, or even at the beginning, guys, but you get a bit nervous because you're going to be speaking to Paul Hartley or guys like even Adam Virgo, Celtic players, guys that played for the jersey we all love. And but once you get to speak to these guys, you realise they're only people like you and I, and we all have the same thing in common. We all love football. The difference between them and us is they've been lucky you know, to do it and be lucky enough to have the opportunity to play for Celtic. No, I guarantee no every Celtic fans are, was able to play football. But every kid's dream, as a kid, especially if you were a lover of football, would have been to pull the hoops on and run at that tunnel at Celtic Park. We all had that dream one day. But unfortunately, guys, fitness levels and ability levels and everything else take over, and players will fall by the wayside, folks. That's just the way of it. That's a guarantee. Again, Danny, back to your question, mate. What's the point in having a youth development? You're having a youth development, mate, to give an opportunity. That's the main thing. You give these kids an opportunity to live their dream. But there's a lot of work that needs to play in that Celtic first team. There's a lot of work you need to get through. Things aren't just given to you. You need to you need to work hard at it, and that's why you see a lot of kids falling by the wayside. There has been the occasions where boys like Barry Heron and they've moved on and went to a different kind of opportunity. I.e., they've moved over to Bayern Munich. Boys have went abroad. Other kids, like Liam Henderson, he was with us as well. He then left to ourselves, and now he's playing in Italy. He's went on to have a very good career. But again, his brother Ewan Henderson, he's another one. It's you know, it's it's just unfortunate, guys, that not everybody's going to make it. That's why your McGeadys, your Maloneys, your Tierneys, your Paul McStays of the world are far and few between, because that's why these guys are so special, because it doesn't happen very often, guys. And if it did, then we probably wouldn't be keeping a lot of our youngsters. All the bigger teams and teams that you know all over the continent would be coming in and try to poach some of these guys off us. But yeah, as I say, guys, that brings us to the end of my chat tonight. Um, Tomorrow, guys, 11 a.m. Celtic part time is the kick-off time for Celtic versus Gamba Osaka. And that's the final game that we're having in Japan. And then the boys will travel to Glasgow. And then I think it's on to Dublin, where we take on Wolves next week. Again, guys, thank you very much for everybody that's tuned in with us. I'm sorry I've not been able to get everybody's comments up. I've actually been carried away. I've been carried away tonight and just chatting about youth development and Brendan Rodgers, Kyogo, and a few other things. And once you start talking, guys, it's it's kind of hard to, especially when you're on your cell. I got a word done. I managed to get a word done tonight, so I'm happy about that. But I wish you all the very best, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, folks. Again, guys, anybody that's looking to get in contact with us, please do. Because as I said to you, it's on the ticker bar running over that it is limited stages now for tickets for our live event next, for our live fundraising event next Friday evening. So I have put my Twitter handle, Danny, in case you missed it the first time, mate, I've put it back up for you. You can ping us over a message, mate. I'll get it once I've finished here. Again, guys, that's the tickets. So anybody at all looking to get a hold of one, you need to get in contact with us ASAP. Yeah, no worries, Johnny boy. Thanks, mate. Always a pleasure, mate. Like I said before, I always love coming on and having a chat with you guys, and giving you thoughts on the game. Corvo, always a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much again for joining us. And Jem, thank you very much. Take it easy over the weekend. Hope you have a nice one, whatever you're doing. Love it. Cheers, everyone. Hail, hail. Hail, hail, pal. Thank you very much. Scott, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Shelley, one of hoops, definitely, Shelley. One of hoops. Again, anybody looking to see the game tomorrow, it's on Celtic TV. So, if you know anybody with a dodgy box, we don't do that on here right enough. But anybody that might do, and you can go and watch it, and there's take the opportunity up to do it. It's on at 11 a.m. They might not want you to chap them up early doors on a Saturday, but hey ho, needs must. But again, guys, always a pleasure. Again, please get in contact, guys. Joe Curran, if you are still watching us, please message us or get your daughter the messages ASAP, mate, and we get you sorted with tickets and how to do that. Yep. The fundraising night next Friday, guys. Again, we will not be on YouTube for anybody at all that maybe missed that. We'll not be doing this next Friday, okay? So we'll not be live at all. Obviously, we are on next week, Monday and Wednesday, but we won't be on next Friday at all. Corvo, I don't think I have a dodgy box, or do I? Only you can answer that, mate. Definitely, only you can answer it. Shalana, what is it he's looking for? Sorry. What is it your friend's looking for? When he says he can't find it, what's he looking for? I tell you what, Shalana, I'll actually stay on another minute or two for you to message me back, but what's he looking for? Love it. Well done, big man. Doing a show on your own. I'm used to it now, mate. I'm used to it now. I've done it. That's more than once now. That's a few times now. I've done it in just this close season, actually. I'm getting used to it now, mate. Be honest. Don't tell Ryan, but I actually prefer it. I actually prefer it. Good man, Joe. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Get in touch soon as, mate, because we don't want you to miss out, mate. And I know the only way for yourself to do that would be to get a relative to do it for you. So yeah, definitely get in contact. That goes for everybody else, guys. Please get in contact with the podcast or with myself or Ryan anytime over the weekend or early next week, so that we can get you sorted for tickets. The podcast will be back Monday, guys. Usual time of 8:30. So again, anybody not too busy, please tune in then. I'll see you then. Also, guys, anybody at all that's tuned in for the first time tonight and you like the content, please hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, as we welcome all the support we can get, guys. It makes it easier for you to be notified as well when the page goes live. There is regular updates going in the community section of the YouTube channel. Again, you just click the wee icon, it takes you in. And also, guys, if anybody's sitting there and they're maybe not feeling good about themselves, or you know you feel as if you want to reach out to somebody and have a wee chat about how you're actually feeling in terms of your mental health, etc., don't hesitate to reach out to us, guys. We're only a click of a button away. You can send us a message on, like I say, any of the platforms I mentioned earlier: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all of them. The Celtic Unrestricted View. That's my Twitter handle that's on there, at JPBoy2. We're on Facebook as well, guys. So as I say, please don't hesitate to contact us, because there's nothing worse, guys, than just sitting yourself and you're feeling crap. And sometimes it's just easier to speak to a stranger, maybe somebody that you don't know that well, because you then maybe feel that you're not going to get judged, or you maybe feel that you're not going to get slagged off, or because sometimes I think if you maybe go to your friends, especially if it's your good friends and guys you've known a long time. They just take the Michael out of you, and sometimes they'll come back at you with a couple of jokes, and maybe not take you that wee bit serious as well. If they know you as a person and you like a bit of a laugh and a carry on. But if again, guys, please don't hesitate to reach out to us again, because what you see on here, guys, with myself and Ryan is what you get. Yeah, we don't change off of here all of a sudden. This isn't an act. We don't do this off a script or anything. We just do this as we do it, basically. So yeah, please get in contact, guys, because it's not worth sitting yourself. It's not worth feeling rubbish. So that's not what we want. Even if it's about football, you don't even need to tell us about your personal life, or even if it's just about football to clear your headspace in that moment. Just reach out, because it's worth it. It has happened already. People from this page that watches and have done it, just to kind of just to clear your head for 10 minutes. So aye, no, definitely, we're always available, guys, as well. So please get in contact. Again, guys, thank you very much for everybody's comments tonight. Thank you very much for everybody that's tuned in and watched us. And I will see you on Monday evening. Hopefully by then we will have a bit more news in terms of maybe Celtic's recruited anyone, or and how we're looking and how we've shaped up. Again, probably be talking about tomorrow's game on Monday night as well. So yeah, I will see you all then. Good evening, folks. Hail, hail, and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Well, all right, lads. Guten Tag.